Okay, so today we're going to be doing section 5.2, which is use linear equations in slope-intercept form. And basically all we're going to be doing today is word problems. So the objective is I can write, which we already did. That was in 5. Well, really, writing linear equations came back in digits topics. And use linear equations in slope-intercept form. So basically I'm going to take it a little bit different than what the objective says, because I know what we're going to be doing. So our learner's question is going to be, how can I translate words into a linear equation? And we've kind of already done this back in the digit sections, but now we're going to take it further where they don't only give us the slope and y-intercept, and we have to find the slope and y-intercept. Okay, so some language that you might see is y is a function of x. So if it says that, its output, like it says down here, is a function of the input. So whatever comes after the function of, that's my input, that's my x value. Okay, the first thing that comes is my y value. So here it says cost of tickets as a function of number of people. So cost of tickets would be y, and the number of people would be x. So that helps you figure out what's your y and what's your x. Okay, so a recording studio charges musicians an initial fee of $50 to record an album. Studio time costs an additional $35 per hour. Okay, so remember, and then it says, A, write an equation that gives the total cost of an album as a function of studio time. So total cost is my y, and function of studio time, that's my x. Okay, so I don't necessarily have multiple x's and multiple y's like I will in a minute, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But I have my initial fee, which remember initial fee would mean like my starting spot, okay, which would be my y-intercept. Okay, and then my my slope would be this right here, my $35 per hour. Okay, so my equation, y equals mx plus b, is y equals, my slope is 35, and my b is 50. Okay, so that's my equation. So now it says find the total cost of recording an album that takes 10 hours of studio time. Well, we know studio time is x, so we know 10 is going to go in for x. So I'm going to have y equals 35 times 10, so I've just plugged 10 in for x, plus 50. So 35 times 10 is 350, plus 50, so that gives me y is $400. Okay? So that's, we wrote that equation, and then we used it to solve a problem. Okay? So go ahead and do the U-tries. This U-try, just this one. Okay? Okay, example number 2. Your gym membership costs $33 per month after an initial membership fee. You paid a total of $228 after 6 months. Write an equation that gives the total cost as a function of the length of your gym membership. Find the total cost after 9 months. So we have to write an equation and find the total cost after 9 months. So total cost is going to be my y, and length of gym membership is x because it comes after function of. Remember, whatever comes after function of, that's my x value. Okay, so it says $33 per month, so I know that's my slope, because remember, if it says per anything, that's slope. Okay, and then initial membership fee, they didn't tell us what that is. Okay, but we do know that after 6 months, the total was $228. So if I have an XY coordinate, that's length of membership, and so that's my x, and then my y is total cost. Okay, so I have 6 months, cost $228, so I have a point. Okay, so I have a slope and a point, so now I can use y equals mx plus b to find my initial membership fee. So my total cost, my y, was $228. I know that it costs $33 a month, and that was, this 228 was for 6 months. So now I need to figure out what the initial membership fee was. Okay. So let's see what I get when I do 6 times 33. I get 198. So I'm just solving just like I was before when they gave me slope and y-intercept, only this time it's for an actual situation. So now to solve this, I subtract 198 on both sides, and I get b equals 30. So the initial membership fee was $30. So my equation is y equals, here's my slope, 33x plus 30. So now I need to find this, the total cost after 9 months. So there's one part of it, there's my equation. So after 9 months, and I'm finding total cost, so I'm going to be solving for y, and the 9 goes in for x. Okay, so y equals 33 times 9 plus 30. Okay, so 33 times 9 plus 30 gives me $327 for 9 months. Okay, go ahead and do the U-try. Okay, example number 3. In BMX racing, racers purchase a 1-year membership to a track. They also pay an entry fee for each race. So here's the 1-year membership. So that's not based on how many races they do. So that's going to be my B, my y-intercept. And then they also pay an entry fee for each race. So for each race, so that entry fee, that's going to be my slope. Okay, so it says one racer paid a total of $125 after 5 races. Okay, so when thinking about which one's my x and which one's my y, we have to think about which one impacts the other. Does the number of races they enter into impact the cost, or does the cost impact the number of races? Well, the races impact the cost, so the races are going to be my x. So races is my x value, and cost is my y. So when I'm going to take these, we know that one racer paid a total of $125 after 5 races, and a second racer paid a total of $175 after 8 races. So those are going to be my 2 x and y values. So now I don't have slope or y-intercept, I have to find both. Okay, so I know 5 races cost $125, and 8 races cost $170. So now I have an x1, y1, and an x2, y2, so now I can use those to solve for slope. So if I do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay, well, y2 was 170, y1 is 125, x2 is 8, and x1 is 5. So 170 minus 125 is 45, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So 45 divided by 3 is 15. So what that means is they paid $15 per race, but that's my slope. Okay, $15 per race is how much they paid. Okay. Okay, so now we have to find y-intercept. So now I'm going to use my y equals mx plus b. Okay, I have to pick one of these points. I'm just going to pick the 5, 125. So I know they paid $125 for 5 races, but they paid $15 per each of those races, plus their 1-year membership fee. Okay, 125 equals, well, 15 times 5 is 75. So then to solve that, I'm going to go up here. I don't have a whole lot of room. 125 equals 75 plus b minus 75 minus 75. So 50 equals b. So the question says, how much does the track membership cost? So here's the track membership cost. The track membership is just $50. And then what is the entry fee per race? Well, there's the entry fee, the $15. And then it wants to know how much would someone pay at this track for 15 races. Okay, so some of you are going to say, well, he pays this much for 5 races, so let's just multiply this by 3 to get for 15 races. Well, the problem with that is they only pay one membership fee, and so, well, for the year. And so if I multiply this by 3, that's them paying 3 of these, and they only had to pay 1. So I need to write an equation and use that to find it for 15 races. So I have y equals 15 is my m, and 50 is my b. So then if I plug in 15 for x, 15 times 15 is 225. And then I add 50, and 225 plus 50 is 275. So they would pay $275 for 15 races. Okay? Okay, go ahead and do the U-try.